Okay, so how to ask better questions is what we're talking about today. So today we're maybe not going to focus so much on questions like, can I have some sugar, please? Or can I have a coffee? We're going to talk about questions that maybe are a bit more complicated, or questions that are a little bit more meaningful or deep for gathering information. So if you have the link open, we can start. So we're going to start by looking at some questions. So the lesson is about questions. We'll start by answering questions. So the first question is a quote. A quote is a sentence that someone has said. So here the quote is, judge a man by his questions rather than his answers. It's a quote by a philosopher, Voltaire. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think this quote means in your opinion? So what do you think this philosopher is saying when he says, judge a man by his questions rather than his answers? Immaculada, what do you think he's trying to say? What do you think this quote means?
It's very difficult because I don't understand very well in Spanish.
So,
Maybe,
judge.
yes, maybe the question are the import is more important than the answer in a person, but the question show how is this person, what this person mean, what is his feeling, maybe.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
very
sure.
good. That could be an interpretation. Maria, what do you think this quote means? What do you understand from it? Maria, are you there?
Yes, but I don't know very well what is the meaning.
Okay, so what part of this quote is difficult for you to understand? Is there any words that you don't understand, or is it the concept?
Mm, eh, I think that the meaning, I think that I understand, but I don't know how to explain in English.
Okay, so um, to judge someone means to evaluate them, so to have an understanding of a person. So he's saying to better understand and also have a judgment or an opinion about a man or maybe a person, it is more important to think about what they ask rather than what they give you as an answer. Do you think this could be true, or do you think how someone answers a question is more important than how they ask a question?
I think that is more important than they are they the people ask that they do, because if they asking, they are interesting on that, and they are interesting in improve their skills, I think.
Okay, very good. Yes. So if they ask lots of questions, maybe they are more open to learning something new. Anna, what do you think about this quote? Do you understand it? Do you agree with it? What do you think it means?
I think I understand. I think it means that you can imagine the intention of the man with the question, not with the answer. It's more easy to understand the man intention, the man. I don't know how to say. Yeah, the
Intention? Intention works,
yeah.
yeah. Or
The man, what are in the inside the man. with the answer, with the questions.
Okay, very good. Okay, so then the next question is, do you prefer asking or answering questions and why? So maybe we can think about if we're meeting someone new, do you prefer to ask a new person questions? Do you prefer being asked questions or that someone asks you questions? Or maybe even in a academic setting. So if you're learning about something new, do you prefer to ask questions or do you prefer to give answers? So Jose Carlos, what do you prefer asking or answering questions and why?
But it depends. When somebody asks me about my tense or my question that I like, I prefer answering this question. But when the question I don't know, I don't.
Yeah. So when you when people ask you
Ask.
about a topic that you're not familiar with,
I
maybe?
I don't prefer this question. But in then I prefer the asking.
Okay, in the end, you prefer asking. Rosario, how about you? Do you prefer asking or answering questions? So imagine if you were meeting somebody new, would you prefer to ask them many questions, learn about them, or for them to ask you questions?
I'm a bit shy, so it's difficult to me ask someone for his or her life. So I
Okay.
prefer answer the question in the first time, and then when we are speaking for a little, doesn't mind ask any question.
Okay, very good. And you said today, you said you went with your students to the astrophysics center. Is that what
Yes.
you said? Yes. So you're a teacher or you have
Mhm.
students. In these situations, when you're teaching, do you prefer the students to ask you questions or do you prefer asking them questions?
I prefer I prefer ask question because with this question I I don't know how to say in English.
You can.
I'm teaching with my question because I have I do a question and they answer, and depend on the answer I reconduct, maybe redrive. I don't
You
know.
can redirect. In English, we would say
Redirect
redirect.
redirect the thinkings
Mm-hmm.
the things.
The thinking.
And okay, I redirect the thinking and to the point I want they arrived.
Yeah, very good. Yes, I think this is very important. If you ask good questions, you can redirect their thinking or you can help them understand things. Let me have a look. Oops. Alejandro, how about you? Do you hi Alejandro.
Hi, Victoria.
We have two Alejandros now. So I will start. Alejandro G, do you prefer to ask or answer questions and why?
It depends on the situation or the person. If I am receiving a class, for example, or an explanation about something, I prefer to ask. But if I am explaining it, I prefer that the other person ask me.
Okay, very good. Yes. So depending on the situation, depending maybe on which way the information is going, if you're receiving information or if you're giving information. Okay,
Yes.
so then the next question is, what professionals are good at asking questions? So in this case, I'm asking you, what type of work, of job, what type of profession do you think requires someone to be good at asking questions? In what kind of job do you think someone should be good at asking questions?